stop. If you are currently polishing your resume for a standard entry-level position in coding, copywriting, or design, you need to put the pen down. You are likely preparing for a role that has already mathematically ceased to exist. Here is the cold, hard logic that universities are afraid to tell you. In the current economy, the junior employee is becoming a liability. Why would a profit-driven corporation pay a human $50,000 a year to learn on the job, when a $20 subscription can execute those same baseline tasks in seconds with zero training? We are not just looking at a tough job market. We are witnessing the complete structural collapse of the apprenticeship model that built the modern middle class. The corporate ladder hasn't just lost a rung, the entire bottom section has been sawed off. But the real danger isn't the technology itself. It is a specific, silent economic shift that is making your degree obsolete before the ink is even dry. And once you understand the mechanism behind this, you will see why following the old rules is now the riskiest move you can make. To understand why this is happening, we have to look at the unspoken contract that governed the American workforce for the last 50 years. The deal was simple. You go into debt to get a degree, and in exchange, a company hires you as a junior. Historically, the junior role was not profitable for the company. In the 1990s and early 2000s, hiring a fresh graduate was an investment. A creative director would hire a junior copywriter, knowing they would spend 6 months writing bad headlines. A senior developer would hire a junior coder, knowing they would spend hours fixing basic syntax errors. The company accepted a short-term financial loss to train you, banking on the fact that in 2 years you would become a profitable asset. It was a corporate apprenticeship. But if you are feeling ignored by the job market today, you are not crazy. You aren't imagining things. That apprenticeship model has been quietly dismantled brick by brick. The shift didn't start with ChatGPT. It started a decade ago with the obsession for quarterly efficiency. Companies began asking, why pay a human to learn? First, they outsourced the grunt work. Then, they turned to the gig economy. But AI has accelerated this trend into a full-blown crisis. The tragedy is that the junior role consisted almost entirely of the tasks that AI has mastered. Summarizing meetings, writing first drafts, resizing images, and debugging basic code. These were the training wheels tasks. They were the mechanism by which a novice became an expert. By automating the bottom rung of the ladder, the system has created a paradox. You need 3 years of experience to get an entry-level job, but the only jobs that offer that experience have been automated away. We are looking at a knowledge gap where the bridge between education and competence has been burned down, but the situation is actually far more calculated than just bad luck. When we look at the financial math of a modern HR department, the reason they aren't hiring you becomes terrifyingly clear. Let's stop relying on feelings and look at the cold, hard math of a modern profit and loss statement. When we run the numbers, the junior employee isn't just less efficient. They are a financial mathematical error in the modern corporate spreadsheet. To understand this, we need to analyze a metric called time to value. In the traditional economy, let's say 2015, hiring a junior developer or junior marketer cost a company roughly $60,000 a year. For the first 6 months, that employee was a net negative. They consumed senior management's time, they made mistakes that needed fixing, and their output was slow. This is what economists call the investment valley. The company loses money on you for months 1 through 9, breaks even at month 10, and only starts seeing a return on investment (ROI) in year 2. Now compare that to the 0-hour economy of 2025. A senior employee equipped with an AI stack, let's say GitHub Copilot for code, Midjourney for assets, and Claude for copy, costs a subscription fee of roughly $100 a month. The time to value is instantaneous. There is no investment valley, and there is no 6-month training period where the AI forgets to email the client or writes a buggy function. We are seeing a radical shift in unit economics. I analyzed job postings from major tech hubs over the last 24 months, and the trend is terrifyingly consistent. Listings for senior and lead roles have remained relatively stable or slightly dipped, but listings for entry-level or junior roles in the tech and creative sectors have plummeted by nearly 40% in some markets. Let's look at a specific theoretical case study to see how this plays out in the real world: the boutique marketing agency. 5 years ago, a standard agency team structure was a pyramid. You had one creative director at the top, 2 senior designers in the middle, and 4 junior designers at the bottom doing the grunt work, resizing banners, finding stock photos, and creating mock-ups. Today, that pyramid has inverted. The agency still has the creative director, they still have the 2 seniors, but those 4 junior roles, they have been deleted. The seniors use generative fill and AI layout tools to do the grunt work in seconds. The grunt work was the classroom. It was the tuition you paid with your labor to learn the trade. Without that work, the position has no economic justification to exist. This creates what I call the experience paradox. You have likely seen the memes. Entry-level job requires 5 years of experience. We laugh at it, but it's a symptom of a broken algorithm. Companies now expect a new hire to be productive on day 1 because the tools allow for it. They are no longer willing to subsidize your learning curve. Furthermore, we have to talk about the Stack Overflow cliff. A study on coding habits showed that the volume of questions being asked by beginners on forums has dropped, while the usage of AI coding assistants has skyrocketed. This sounds efficient, but it hides a critical glitch. When a junior coder copy-pastes a solution from ChatGPT, they get the result, but they skip the struggle. The struggle is where the neural pathways of skill are built. By bypassing the struggle, we are producing a generation of surface-level experts who can generate code but cannot debug it when the AI hallucinates. So, the company looks at the data. Option A: hire a human junior who needs 9 months to become profitable and might leave for a competitor in a year. Option B: pay a senior 20% more to use AI tools that make them 50% more productive immediately. The math is undeniable. The corporate world isn't evil for doing this. They are following the path of least resistance. But this efficiency creates a massive looming systemic risk. If no one hires juniors today, where do the seniors come from in 2030? We are eating our own seed corn. The economy is optimizing for the present quarter at the direct expense of the future workforce. We are effectively burning the bridge after we've crossed it, leaving an entire generation stranded on the other side with degrees that certify them for jobs that have been automated into oblivion. If the math is so clear, why are millions of students still marching blindly into this wood chipper? Why are we still taking out loans for degrees that prepare us for 2015, not 2025? This brings us to the psychological trap. The reason you might feel paralyzed right now isn't just because the job market is bad. It's because you are suffering from a massive case of cognitive dissonance. First, let's talk about the sunk cost fallacy. You have likely invested 4 years of your life and tens of thousands of dollars into a university education. Your brain is wired to protect that investment. To admit that the junior copywriter or junior coder role is dead is to admit that your investment has crashed to zero. So, psychologically, you double down. You tweak your resume one more time. You apply to one more standard listing on LinkedIn. You tell yourself, I just need to get my foot in the door. But the door isn't locked. The door has been walled over. Second, we have to address institutional gaslighting. For your entire life, authority figures, parents, teachers, professors have sold you a script called the safe path. Step 1, get good grades. Step 2, go to a good college. Step 3, get a stable entry-level job. This script worked for them in 1990. They are giving you advice that was valid in a labor scarcity economy, but is lethal in a labor surplus economy. They aren't lying to you on purpose. They are suffering from normalcy bias. They believe that the current chaos is just a temporary dip and that things will go back to normal. They won't. This creates a dangerous psychological state for you. Learned helplessness. You follow the rules, but you don't get the reward. You send 100 applications and get 0 replies. This breaks the feedback loop in your brain. You start to internalize the failure. You think, I am not good enough. When the reality is, I am playing a game that has been rigged against me. And there is a darker psychological trap emerging within the workplace itself for those who do manage to sneak in the illusion of competence. Because AI allows a novice to generate senior-level output instantly, many young employees feel like total frauds. You might produce a great report using ChatGPT, but deep down, you know you didn't actually understand the synthesis. This creates a generation of workers who are terrified of being exposed, leading to high anxiety and burnout. You aren't building confidence through struggle, you are borrowing confidence from a machine. The trap is waiting for the system to correct itself. The trap is believing that if you just follow the syllabus, a job will be waiting for you at the graduation ceremony. The system is not going to save you. The universities are too slow to pivot. The corporations are too greedy to care. Realizing this is painful. It hurts to realize the map you were sold leads to a dead end, but this realization is also the only thing that can save you. Once you accept that the junior role is dead, you can stop trying to be a junior and start becoming something else entirely, something the AI cannot replace. So, the junior role is dead. The corporate safety net is gone. What do? Panic? No. You pivot. The economy isn't removing the need for value. It is removing the need for process. To survive the zero-hour economy, you must stop auditioning for a role that no longer exists and start playing a new game. Here is your 3-step survival protocol. Step 1. Become the pilot, not the engine. Stop competing with AI on output. You will lose. Instead, compete on outcome. Don't just learn how to write code, learn how to architect a system. Don't just learn how to design a logo, learn how to build a brand identity. The market no longer pays for the labor of creating. It pays for the judgment of what to create. Master the AI tools so you can do the work of 3 juniors by yourself. Become a one-person agency. Step 2. The permissionless apprenticeship. Stop waiting for a boss to pick you. The experience you need can no longer be found inside a cubicle. It must be forged in the wild. Build a real project. Launch a Shopify store, code a game and publish it on Steam, grow a newsletter. When you walk into an interview in 2025, do not show them your resume. Show them your portfolio of results. Prove you have already done the job so they don't have to train you. Step 3. Double down on human moats. AI cannot shake hands. It cannot negotiate a complex deal over dinner. It cannot lead a team through a crisis. The soft skills, sales, empathy, leadership, complex problem solving are now the hard currency. While everyone else is burying their heads in screens, lift yours up and build a network of real human relationships. That is the one firewall AI cannot breach. The ladder isn't broken. It's just gone. You have to build your own stairs now. It is terrifying, yes. But it is also the greatest opportunity for individual leverage we have ever seen. You are no longer just an employee. You are an owner of your own output. The question for you. I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you seeing entry-level jobs in your field disappearing? Or are they just changing requirements? Let me know your story down below. And if you want to understand exactly how the housing market is also trapping this same generation, click this video right here. It's all connected.